Hey, what's up, SDJ? Today we are taking our first look at Calmsden Farm for Farm Sim 25 by OxygenDavid. When comparing the layout and what the map offers, you are going to see a lot of things that are the same. The road system's the same, your placeables are in the same places, and the fields for the most part are exactly the same as well. However, there's a lot of quality of life things that have been added. You can remove hedges, you can do all kinds of stuff with this map that you couldn't before, allowing you to, well, I guess plow up this entire area and make one big field. It's been done to be a customizable map, making it to where you could do pretty much everything that you want. Don't like one of the buildings that's on this farm? Simply delete it. It's gone. Don't like the junk everywhere? Well, you can remove that too, individually. Don't like that there's hedges that run all the way down? Well, that's easy. Just go through and remove them. Some of them can be a little bit tricky, but it's not too bad. Now we've got a whole area open between both of these fields. Not only that, you could do this on areas that you don't even own. If you don't like these hedges, remove them. Oh yeah, and the same thing goes for fences as well. You don't have to own the land that it's on. Just delete the hedges and fences you don't like. Oh yeah, there's traffic now. Did we mention that? There's one red car, at least that I've been able to find. Of course, there is a multitude of other things that are different or the same. For example, there's over 50 HD new models made by OxygenDavid on the map. You've got 36 fields with missions on here with small, medium, and humongous. Transport missions, deadwood, logging, carting, all kinds of stuff. It's all here. You've also got 5 sell points, as well as the BGA and sawmill, summer visuals, collectibles, and UK license plates, just to name a few. Of course, one of the biggest things being the placeables and what you can do with them. It absolutely blows my mind in comparison with Farming Simulator 22 into 25, what you can do. One thing I will say about this farm barn right here, or this cow barn, it is now completely in here. So all the cows are going to be found inside there, and the field out here is just a big grass area that you can plow up and plant your own grass or do something like that. Likewise, the field right beside it is also going to be grass right here on field 10. However, well, farmland 10 also extends out to the edge now, all the way down to the creek. So now, because of Farm Sim 25, whenever we drive through the water, it splashes and gets everything all wet. One more for good measure. Yeah. There's a lot to the map, so let's restart. Let's get all of our farm buildings back in where they're supposed to be and go over everything. Let's start with the PDA itself. What do we have and what do we get in new farmer mode? Well, if we take a look here at farmland number 1, this is going to be the outside of the map as well as the road system and some of the sell points around. So, you've got those. That's very, very nice. We also have Farmland 26, which is going to be a logging area. I would imagine a lot of people will probably sell that off first. There's nothing wrong with that. You also have Farmland 36, which is going to be your cow farm, and Farmland 10, which is a big grass field, and Farmland number 5. This is going to be your primary field. It is not wheat this time, or barley rather, this time around. It is canola. Also, Farmland number 10 is no longer... Was this a grass field to begin with? I can't remember. I vaguely remember having to plow that up, but I don't remember exactly. Anyway, you've got all that. Now, if we go across the road, you do have Field 38 or Farmland 38. However, this is no longer a sheep pasture or somewhere to put goats. The only thing on the map now are going to be cows and chickens. Sorry, I had to come over here and get away from those birds that were just chirping in my ears. That was annoying. So here is your cow farm, obviously the exact same place that it was. And way down here at farmland number 40, this is where your chicken pasture is. However, you will have to buy this for the chicken pasture to show up. And that is it. There's no horses, no pigs, no nothing like that. However, everything you see can be deleted, which is pretty cool. Some other hot spots that were around, if we click on farmland number 1 again, everywhere where we've got sell points, you are going to find that, including the shop. Now, down here, you can see there's a lot of stuff around the shop. However, those are just there as placeable items. They are not drivable or anything like that. It actually kind of makes it look lived in. We'll go take a look at that here in a bit. You can also see that we've got something that looks new-ish. So let's pop around and take a look at that. And yes, we have linseed on the map now, which is great. 15 was not linseed. Well, you've got linseed. That's my fault. Linseed was also in the Farming Simulator 22 version, so that is great. However, looking at it, it doesn't look like there's any linseed that's down, at least in New Farmer mode. If we go in here and take a look at linseed, we have got a harvest season that is off the charts. But it is nice to see multiple harvest times through the year. When we start off a New Farmer, we get the BGA as well as the sawmill. So you've got two different productions to start off with. Just like with Farming Simulator 22, the productions are not a massive part of the map, though you could put your own down. For example, we still have our BGA way up here at the top of the map. I say top, down at the midway bottom point, and then you've got your sawmill up here at the top of the map. This one's nice because you can delete this if you don't want it here, which makes things pretty convenient. I'll be honest with you guys. Everything that you see in red right there can be deleted. Now you've seen what you get in New Farmer mode. I'm going to go down in here to farmland number 40 to show you guys the chicken area. So once you buy it, you're able to find your chickens. And if we come around here and we get in our trigger, come on. There we go. That was my fault. You can have 30 chickens in here. However, one of the nice things is if you don't want that, you can actually delete the chicken area. So if we come in here, do you want to sell the chicken pasture for $0? Yeah, just click anywhere in the middle and you'll be fine. Delete that. You can come in, delete the fences and the gates, and then you can actually just put down your own and you're good to go. There are some things that you need to own the land first before you can delete them though, like this horse riding area, which looks very, very nice and really cool. However, I am not able to remove these features until I own the land. So we'll go in, farmland 37, we will buy that, boom, we've got it. And now we can come in here and select this. And now all of the horse riding stuff is gone. One thing, these stone walls do stay up though, so you cannot delete these, at least not that I've found. Now let's head over to where we start off whenever we are starting in New Farmer mode. You're going to start right here where your house is. We do have a dog. There he is. I don't think he's going to be running around too much. And you got a place around back where you can change clothing. So that's very nice. If we come out here, if you've never been on the map before, we'll come out, jump the fence, and we will run up to the left. And here we can kind of fork off from one farm to the other. But the main farm is going to be right here on the right. This, I guess, is technically your main farm. It is farmland number 35 right here. There's a lot to this. This is where a lot of the equipment that you have is going to be found. You've got some fertilizer tanks here on the right-hand side. Here, you can buy liquid fertilizer, up to 40,000 liters of it, and have it on your farm. This is deletable, as with everything else. Of course, around towards here, we've got where some of our equipment can be found. And if we continue along towards the backside of the farm, back here, we've got a door that opens up for our combine harvester. There was a lot more in here in FS22. However, that is what is in here now. Also, you may notice there's no other doors. This is the only door. Oh yeah, and you got lights here as well. They open with the B button on the Xbox controller, or the circle. If you're on consoles or PlayStation, that's the way it should be. I think I hate pressing down the middle button. Now we do have some sounds going on over here with the silo, which I think is really, really neat. And then there's a door on the back. Some people don't even know this is here, which leads back out to the road again, the entrance where we just came in over there. Now, right here, you've got a couple big doors. They both open up to this area. You will need to back in, but this is your silo system. One of the neat things is now, if we don't want the silo there, you could just delete the silo itself and nothing else. So it still saves the buildings, it still saves everything. It's just the silos deleted. Or if you like the silo but nothing else, well, you get it. I think at this point you could delete everything individually, which is super duper cool. Around towards here, one more door. This is going to open up to our shop. And this is going to allow you to work on your vehicles and things like that. Used to, it was kind of in the middle here, and I think he's changed things up just a bit. So now that we've got all of that, let's head back over here And we'll see one more thing. You do get a fuel station right there. Now, if we delete all of the decorations, it also deletes these guys. So some people really didn't like this stuff on here. You know, decorations are cool, but some people just don't prefer them on their farm. Like all this stuff along towards the side. So you can delete all of that in one go individually and be good. Now from here, we're going to go and take a look at the other farmyard that we have on the map, and that is going to be our cow farm, or the cow barn. Over here, we've got a very similar thing where you're able to delete everything individually, all the buildings, decorations, etc., and completely wipe the area. But if you don't, everything's exactly where you remember it. You've got things in the buildings over here. If we go over here and open this up, we got a fertilizer spreader. There's even some windows and stuff like that. I don't remember there being any windows in the other one, but I can also say I didn't use these buildings. So I don't know what it was. They just didn't seem big enough, but now that I walk in there, they seem very, very good size. Over here, you've got your silo system, which is super duper cool. As far as I can tell, you cannot open this up like you could in the previous version, but that could also have to do with the model or something like that. So don't worry about that too much. And as I've already mentioned in this video, this cow barn right here is completely enclosed, so all of the cows stay inside. The manure pit has been moved from the right side to the left, and our silage clamp is right where we left it. Now that you've seen that, there's a couple more points of interest. So first things first, we're going to go down here to the shop with all of this equipment that is shelved. Check this out. All right. So visit the place, and whenever we come in, here we go, we can see that it is a case dealership, and boy is it. We've got case and all kinds of stuff around. There's New Holland, of course, as well. A little bit of JCB and some fence. So you got maybe what you consider looking at used equipment or something like that, or maybe custom orders. But it's a case dealer, baby. It is a case dealer. All of this stuff is here, and it actually shows what it is. However, you're unable to get in these as far as I know. Yeah, not able to get inside those vehicles, and you cannot hook up to the equipment outside. So, just know that. Whenever you're ready to buy your first tractor, all you got to do is come over here, and whenever you need to repair or fix up anything, that's going to be right here. However, that's not all, because behind it, if we go over here and go on this side, we've got a whole set of sell points back here. Moving forward, we can see we have the farm store bales. We also have the farm store bay number 2 and farm store bay number 1. These are going to be generic sell points, you know, farm store bay number 1 and 2. These are going to be regular sell points. And if we come down here to grass, for example, you can see we've got the farm store bales. So all of that stuff that you're looking for right there, good to go. Those are your sell points for those. And something else people didn't know, there's another way in here. I don't know if you know this, but there is a pathway around towards the outside as well. It was there in the previous game. There's even a there was field behind it. Not so much now anymore. I don't think we could even get out there. Oh no, we can. Look at that. Is this owned? Wait a minute. Is this part of farmland number 1? It is part of farmland number 1. So heads up. If you're in new farmer mode or even regular farmer mode, I guess, any of them, you do have some free land up here. And just for a fun little one, we could see all the way around towards the back. This is kind of neat because it's like a trash dump, as we would call it here, dump, something like that. A few floating things, but nothing wild and crazy. And that is your store. This is also the edge of the map as well, so you really can't go farther past that. However, there is a red car, we mentioned that will drive actually down through here and go out that way. And I guess it goes out into the never, ever beyond. It comes back. So now, let's go from the store up to the BGA. This goes over a couple of the really big fields on the map, located here on the southeast corner. And this is our BGA area. You might remember that the area beside it in Farming Simulator 22 was a big placeable area, and it was something like that. However, now, well, it's grass field. Nothing wild and crazy. It is a straight up standard grass field. All good. But you do still have this area, which is really nice. Farmland 24. When you click on that, well, click, you get this whole area here, this square. This is some sell points as well as an area that you can put down things and do some placeables, which is very nice. Now up here, you're not going to be able to delete a bunch of these buildings. However, you still can delete the BGA. $437,000. Yo, I highly recommend jumping into new farmer mode, because that is some good money. Also, down here, we've got an opening now. So both the top area and the bottom are connected. So you've got your stores down here. Is this the Cotswolds? Cotswolds. So these are your sell points here for your various goods and items. But it's nice that we can just drive straight through now. From here, we are going to go all the way west over here to where we have a few more sell points. And over here, this is probably, I think at least, the least used area when it came to your stores and stuff like that. However, it has been revamped a bit. We've got a few things outside now, including some markets and, of course, the sell points inside still as well. So you've got all of that. There's manure over there, but it's just decorative. We've got a couple stores here, bales and regular crop storage. Down through here, if we come down to the ground a little bit, you've got that. I don't think we can open these doors here. As a matter of fact, I can pretty much guarantee you can't. Yeah, no doing those doors. But I do like that the player can open and close these doors as they wish. They do not open and close at any given time or anything like that. You are in full control of those. Let's come over around here. So we've got a couple sell points for a few things. This inside here is purely for decoration, although there, you know, if I see a ladder, I gotta climb it, try and climb it. Oh, I keep falling. Well, maybe one day. And then around towards here, if we swing this, you got your farmer's market there, and you've got your animal dealer. And yes, we have the NPCs. They are here, and they're not as creepy as they are in some places, but we will talk about NPCs in a bit. Let's pop up and we can see our little baby piggies. We've got the cows right there too, and I don't know, but I think that may be all of the animals that we see active around. Yeah, just the cows and the pigs, but you know what? That's pretty cool. I like that. Pigs are happy. They're doing their thing. Cows over here doing their thing. Everybody wins. Now, since we've got our, well, the NPCs, might be fun to show you around and where they are. So let's take a look. Down here we have Katie. And towards the middle of the map over here is Noah. If we move just to the right of that, we've got Mr. Ben. And then up here right across the road is Walter. And we end with Creepy David. The NPCs are there to help you. I haven't done a lot with NPCs. I will be completely honest with you guys. However, it is a really, really cool thing to be able to add those to mod maps. Find that awesome. And just for funsies, I wanted to show you guys a couple of them and where they're located. Of course, over here we got Ben, Creepy David, and Grandpa. Actually, having Grandpa right here is really nice, because guess what? Your house is right here. Also, you see me jumping around, don't worry about it. So now that brings us really back to where we were. Of course, there are a few things here and there. Yes, we have the garden center up here, which, well, I mean, might as well come up here and hang out at the garden center real quick. This was not somewhere that I really came very much, just because it was so far out of the way for me that I really didn't bother. But it is here, and it is up at a place where you might want to build a farm. So, hey, if that is you, definitely rock and roll. We do have some NPCs walking around in here, which is super, super cool. And we have opening doors that just open right to us. Check that out. These aren't even usable greenhouses, and they work. That's so cool. I think the only area that we're missing now is up here at the top, even though we've kind of looked at the sawmill already. So let's come out from the road at the very tip top. This is also where the red car comes out, but don't see a red car, just a few red X's. Let's run up here to the door and get it going. There we go. Open it up. Love the sound of these things. You also have some like sawmill sounds in the background. That's really, really neat. And of course, we've got a few sell points. There's a bell sell point. We come around here. Yep, got another one here. And from there, that is all of the big points of interest. So now I get to show you how to delete things, remove buildings, and things like that. It is so cool. So we're going to go one at a time with these, at least on this farm, and then we'll head to the cow farm, and we'll do the exact same thing over there. What we got to do is we got to go into build mode, and we need to enter in demolition mode. I'm also leaving up my help window so you can see what I am doing. First off, let's go with the farm junk, as it's called, just to kind of see what it looks like without. You can see it's removed the things over here. It's removed all of the bits and bobs and everything through all of that stuff, the junk, if you will. Even though the stuff over here really wasn't junk, but all of that stuff is now removed. We still got doors, everything is there, where everything is good, but that stuff is gone. So let's say after that, maybe it's the silo system that you want next. Well, don't forget, there's silo inside as well. Let's go ahead and delete farm silo number 2. If we look inside, now that building is just a building. That's it. There's nothing crazy about it. It's just a building. So if you wanted to add your own silo, you could. Or if you wanted to change something up and maybe put another building here, you could do that. How cool is that? Moving on with the demolition. Let's put maybe this side building there. Oops, gone. What about this one over here with the workshop in it? That one's gone. Next to last, that one. I say next to last. And that one's gone. And una más. Ha ha. Oh, and the thing I wanted to do so much in 22. Get rid of that. Ha ha. It's gone. Now, of course, the ground is not completely flat, as this is not a completely flat area. So you will have to come through and make that up a little bit, but that's easy to do. So now that you've removed that stuff, let's go over here to the other farm and do the same thing. So I'm trying to think of what people would remove first. Maybe the silo? Yeah, so we can remove the silo. Farm junk. So it removes the farm junk, but also kind of removes the way the character, I guess, of it. So maybe it's helpful. Maybe these sheds over here. Maybe you would want to remove those. Now, this area is way more open than it used to be. And then we could remove that and put down a bigger shed in this area. Or remove this one and not have a shed there at all and plow that area up. You could do that if you wanted to. How about this thing, the bunker silo? We don't want that anymore. Get that out of here. Oh, and the last one. So this actually creates a hole in the ground, but I'll show you guys that. Get rid of the cow barns. The cow barn is gone, but we do have a big hole in the ground here. But I also want to show you how easy this is to fix. That's where the slurry pit was, right? Right. Well, for this one, super duper easy. Just set it to flattening, right? Come through here, flatten this area out. Doesn't have to be crazy, doesn't have to be wild or nothing. Just flatten that out. And then use the smoothing option and just run it over it. Press it until you don't see it moving no more. Boom, done. Now, other than the fact that there's no grass here, it's a thing. Also, this needs to be yeet. There you go. Yeah, so you can do that. Boom, nothing. It's all good. You could plow all this up and make it just another field. Easy to do. So then remember I said that you have to own the land to delete certain things. Well, if we came over here, you can take a look. So we own this land now. This land that this is on. I say now. It's on farmland 38. But it's also not a bad idea to have farmland 40 here too. You've also got farmland 39 there. And I think, is there like a mix? Nah, farmland number 1 owns the rest of it. So that's good. So now we come in here, get rid of these sheds. Boom, 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 boom. I don't think we can get rid of this junk. Nope, don't think we can get rid of that junk. Not yet. You might be able to by the time the first version comes out, but not right now. And then you can see, just by clicking one of the pieces of the chicken coop, now that's gone. But also, now we've got these fences all around. Why don't we just click the fences, remove those, and now this whole area is wide open for you to do something. I would probably leave this fence here, or maybe this fence. We could delete that. But we can go through. I mean, look at this. Just by a couple clicks, boom, 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 we've now opened up the whole thing minus this area down here, because again, we got a tree, we've got Steph. We can delete that fence though. I mean, oh yeah, that right there. Yeah, you can delete that. Oh, look at this. Boop, gone. So cool that you could do all of that. I mean, you just delete everything. I don't think you could delete that. There's no point to delete that anyway. We come up through here. There's actually some barbed wire fencing up here. And you could delete that if you want. It doesn't have to be there. It's also really difficult to get up on barbed wire fence, so good luck. But you could delete that if you want. Doesn't go to anything, but you could do it if you wanted to. Also, I don't think you can delete this fence near. And then we come up through here, so this wall cannot be deleted, but we can delete the stuff in between. Boom. 3 buttons, and it now opened up this entire area. Oh, it's so cool. And not only that, also I found that with the these hedges, it's so much easier to do it from, or like delete them from above. So you just come through here. By the way, I'm doing all this with an Xbox controller. It's easy to do. Boop, 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 boop. You could delete all of this, just like so, and it will open up. There's actually a fence over there, too. Oh, and I don't think I own this land either. Let's double check it. So I'm currently going through here. I don't own any of this land. Don't own that. Don't own Farmland 4. None of it. But it's letting me do it because you can go through and you can delete any fence or any hedge that's on any farmland, anywhere. I kind of wanted to show you this, but it allows you to open up, in a sense. Open it up. Can we find that button? There we go. Got it. Fences are usually in chunks, so you kind of have to delete one chunk at a time. Chunk, 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 chunk. Nonetheless, trying to prove that you can open this up without any fencing, open it up to farmland number 4 here, and really expand. Not only that, but over here at the main farm, if you keep your main farm like this, you can actually expand the main farm to farmland 5, 7, 8, and 6. I don't know if you can expand it to farmland number 9 or not, but there's just so much that you can expand out. It's ridiculous. So going all the way down here, we've got our main farmland. We've got the farmland just to the south of that. And then, I guess technically, yeah, you could. If we go into demo mode, I mean, there's just hedges here. You will have to cut the trees down, but that's it. Additionally, as mentioned, you can cut these hedges here, which open you up to this whole area back here. And then you remove these hedges, which open this field up to those. And then we get all the way back up to the top. We've got these hedges here. Remove all of those up and down. Now, there's going to be power lines and trees that you have to remove. Power lines do not get removed, but we still have those hedges. And then we get all the way up to here. Remove all of these hedges and these. And then now you have this insane area that's just a dumb-sized field on a UK map. But it would be literally like almost the top, like 6th or 5th of the map, all in one. You could do all that with this too. It's kind of scary. This is not the Calmsden you are used to. This is a much better, much upgraded, much more player-friendly version of Calmsden. Or as Clutch called it, Calmsden. Incorrect, but funny. Oh yeah, and you could delete these off the main farm too. I'm sure you figured that out by now, but hey, it's good to show you, right? That's nice. Also, yeah, yes you can. Right through here, delete these. Boom, 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 because everybody drove through there. Everybody, where's it at? Behind me. Everybody drove through this area right here to get from the main farm to the cow farm. Well, guess what? Now you can remove those hedges and you can paint it and make you a little dirt path and you're good. And as I mentioned, this goes for the entire map. So anywhere you see a hedge, you could delete it. Anywhere you see a rock wall, cannot be removed. All right, I think that's probably enough of that for now. Let's talk about logging because yes, there are some logging areas. We've got 45 down here. If we click off that, we go up north a little bit. You get farmland 44, 46, 47 through there. Over here on the right-hand side, I believe we've got a small little patch right there with maybe 48. We'll go take a look at that. And there's also a small patch right here, I believe, with, I was going to say I believe with 17, but no, I believe that's with farmland number 1. Yep. Let's start off with farmland 45, just right across from 25 and southwest of the main farm. We're going to do a quick flyover just so you can kind of see, and then we'll go down on ground level just to bring it to you. There's a lot of maps that logging area is just an area where a bunch of trees are thrown in and nobody cares. Well, things on Calmsden are a bit different, and they're a little bit more. If you've played Farming Simulator like 15, 17, 19, some of the earlier, more like, I think you would consider them like a classic Farming Simulator map. Did I really land on one side of the fence? I did. This is kind of laid out like that. So it's got trees that have been very meticulously placed. Nothing is random, but it feels random, but it's also easy to get to. You've got a pathway, you have trees to the left and the right, you've got these little hills and valleys, very, very difficult terrain to mess with. Rocks even. You come in through here doing some rock crushing and stuff like that, and even all the way down in here you've got piles of logs that are just hanging out, sitting. You've got all kinds of stuff through here. Some really neat, interesting areas. I like this kind of thing, but again, it's also what I grew up on with Farming Simulator over the past 7 years. So, you know, you may be playing a little bit different or looking at it a little bit different. Say 7. Goodness gracious. Been playing a while, huh? From there, I think one of the other more popular ones is going to be Farmland 44. This is the home of the field in the middle of the woods back at the beginning of FS22, if you remember me making that. Now, with that, we actually had to find a way in. Boom! And we have this huge, just vast openness in here. Oh, it's all coming back to me now, man. This is such a cool area. Oh, I remember. Yeah, it's got this little weird kind of end thing right here where I tried to plow in as much as I could. I mean, easy to get in here. But unlike with Farming Simulator 22, you need to buy this. I think it was included with the outside of the map then. However, it's a little bit different here. But it is a secret spot. So I don't think there's any, like, right way to get in. I think you just have to go through the woods. There is a small opening on the west side right here. You could remove that tree, and down near the bottom of it there's another little opening, but yeah, other than that I don't think there's like a real opening to get in and out of it. Oof. Stop looking at me. Now a little bit to the north of that we have Farmland 46 here. We're just gonna click to visit. Very, very much like the first one that we took a look at, but still super cool. A little smaller, but you know what? It's actually not too expensive either. $93,000. You could buy that, have a little bit of logging equipment, and rock and roll, baby. Let's see if we can sprint run straight through this. Are these lodgepole pines, by the way? Yeah, lodgepole pine. Very cool. Those are extremely valuable. That's what I was doing on Silver Run Forest over here into Farmland 47. Again, same thing through here. Lots of lodgepole pines. Good amount of money. That's what I'm talking about. Is that a lodgepole pine too? It is a lodgepole pine. Just doesn't have any of the green stuff on it. Now, some of the other logging areas, they share boundaries. For example, Farmland number 10 and Farmland number 11 share a decent boundary when it comes to everything. However, if you've also got Farmland number 1, some of that is also taken up by that. So how's about we fast travel over here to Farmland 13? We will jump. Hey, and we'll get up into here. So it's not really forestry as it would show on the PDA, although the PDA, there's a real life setup. So into here, just ignore some of the trees. Normally, modders will put stuff all over the place in these areas. I love them. They are extremely difficult to mess with, but I do like to come through here so you can see where the trees are in the ground. So I'm not sure if I would do any logging. As a matter of fact, I'm terrified. So I'm gonna get out of here now. And that area does continue up a bit. However, I think maybe other than the forestry down here around 48, I see the forestry around 48. Goodness, I didn't realize the 48 was actually forestry. Goodness gracious, that's on me, man. This is another full forestry area. Yeah. Check that out. You got little valleys and rocks and granite around them. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I dig that, man. That's cool. Actually, what is this looking like from above? Yeah, I guess it does look like that from above, doesn't it? Yeah, rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll. Oh, yeah, and the shop's right over here. Roundabout. And I think maybe the last thing is, can we replace the house? And I have good news. Yes, you can. Although, if I'm honest, I don't think this is really meant to be deleted, because though you've got all the decorations and stuff around, none of them can be deleted. So please do not delete your house. There's a few more things that I want to show you guys before we take off today, one of which is very, very cool. I need to find some flat ground though. So we've got placeables and paintable objects and all kinds of stuff that come along with this. So let's see if we could go through here, find where they start, and go from there. So it looks like we start here. So we've got Calmsden Farm, Easy Shed, number 1 and number 2. These are actually the ones that are found here on the side, which is really, really neat. You've also got this building right here. Nice, big, long building. Then, if we move along, we've got this guy. Actually, all of these are found on this farm over here. This one is not found on this farm. As a matter of fact, this one can be found right here along towards the side. This building is found right over here along that side. Then if we spin around, this is right here, of course. Keeping it going. This one is the big building right here that your silo's beside it. Everything comes in. And then lastly, we have the shop. And if we take a look inside of it, you can see we do have a shop. So I guess technically this would really need to be in tools, but I'm not going to tell him. You want to tell him? I'm not saying nothing. Those are all the sheds. So now let's go into silos. The first one is going to be this guy right here. You've actually got clicking in with that other silo system, although it does overlap just a little bit. I guess it was used with free place. And then we've got the fertilizer tanks. Nothing in silo extensions, nothing in constructibles, nothing in container or tools, though we do have the farmhouse for Calmsden Farm. As we mentioned, there are no custom factories on this map, but you will need to put down your own. For example, if you want a spinnery, you got to put one down. So just be aware of that. Same goes for selling points, greenhouses, cultivation, and generators. Nothing custom on the map. Animals are the same. So I actually spoke with Oxy about this, and he said that he didn't want to put the cow pasture in there because it has this massive slurry system beside it, which would dig into the ground and possibly and potentially ruin someone's game save and do something that they would not like. So he just didn't put it in there. So if you want, you can delete this cow pen and then put down your own, build the pasture in this area, and be good to go. As a matter of fact, you can actually do that and then delete the fence, but the pasture's still technically there, and you could just pretend the walls are that. It works really well. There's no placeable chicken pen either, because, well, you could build your own now, so he did not include that. If you want to use the one that's here, it is where it is meant to be. Otherwise, you could delete it and put your own down. So for fences, we actually have the hedge system, which is super duper cool. You've got this stuff through here. We do have segments for the hedges as well. Like, for example, you can see here we have the wooden fence, so you could do that. If we go to segment type number 3, we get the metal gate, and then we get a smaller metal gate. So that's pretty sweet. And then also, we have the barbed wire fence, which is awesome. This is by itself, but we do have it. No street lights, nothing in other, and nothing in decoration. Last thing to show here is going to be what's in painting. And as you can see, it's more than like 8 things, which is just wonderful, wonderful news. So we have animal mud. I'm gonna try and make these a little bit bigger just so you guys can actually see. So there's your animal mud. If we come over here to animal mud type 2, a little bit better. A little bit of different animal mud there, very nice, and a little bit with some grass in it. If we keep going, we have even more animal mud here with even more grass. And we have just a different style of animal mud, I believe, which is the base game one. Moving on to asphalt now, and I believe one of these, yeah, the first one's the one that I've put down. So I guess we'll start with the second. More asphalt here. It's a little bit different, a little bit darker there with that asphalt. Concrete. There you go. There's some concrete for you. A little bit of broken concrete there. Here's some more broken. Now that's the concrete I'm used to seeing around where I live. Here's some that's really messed up. Love that. And then we get kind of a, I don't know, base game concrete-ish. Then we have more animal mud. If we go over here, you can see we've got a little bit there, a little bit more there. Gravel, which has got a little bit of dirt mixed in with it. Forestry ground, which is very different than we've seen before. That's pretty darn cool. We also have grass, which is a very, very thick setup of grass. Then we've got kind of a more lighter green setup, even more lighter green, but very similar between the two. This one's got a little bit more brown into it. This grass is a little bit more textured, I guess, as is this, just a little bit of a different shade. Still some more grass textures going on through there. And even this is a grass texture. Keeping it going, this says it's grass, so we'll put it down. And now we've got some gravel. So we'll go back up to the top and keep making our way down. So there's some gravel there. Here's another set of gravel. One's kind of bigger, different rocks, I guess. This one is just called rock. I love this texture so much. That's cool to see that. This one's a little bit bigger chunks in it. This one's, well, rock. That is, yikes. Watch yourself on that. Oh, yeah, we finally get, like, proper rock. You got cobblestone in here now, too, and flagstone. And that is all of your paintable textures. Tons of them. And just as I was about to start fast-forwarding time year after year after year, Oxy says that he's removed the code for the twister, so 99.9% sure that it won't happen. So there you go. I'm not even going to bother. Hey, if you could get a twister to appear on here, let me know. Shoot me a video on Twitter or something like that. Otherwise, man, I think that is it. I have gone through everything I could possibly think of. Every single little this and that. So hopefully this video has showed you everything you could possibly need to know about Calmsden Farm before it releases for all platforms on the in-game mod of FS25. That's right, all platforms. This will not be going to PC only. This is an all-platform map. So PC, Mac, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. I do want to give a quick shouty-outy to the man himself, Mr. OxygenDavid, for giving me access to this map and letting me play and letting me enjoy it and check it out. I've reported a few things. He's been super kind and generous with that as well, allowing me to basically say and show the things that I found to be fixed up so that the map is perfect for you guys. I also want to thank Scroft, because without him reaching out to ask if I would be interested, this video would not have been possible either. So huge shout out to Scroft for reaching out to me and asked if I'd be interested, and thank Scroft and OxygenDavid both for allowing me to be part of their team to bring this map to you ahead of time. I'm a big fanboy. I'm a real big fan of OxygenDavid. I'm a massive fan of Calmsden Farm. I believe it's probably my second favorite map of all time and my most favorite modern map. Lone Oak being the other one, of course, which was made by his mate, Bullet Bill. Unfortunately, we haven't seen anything from him in a few years. Maybe he'll be back at it soon. Who knows? Nonetheless, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.